Hello, this is Search Nav and Support Group, fiscal year 23 Q3, week 3. And super stoked to just slide on into this sprint. Yeah, we're gonna make a big splash. So I'm gonna hand it over. I'm gonna go over what Miguel's doing. It's a holiday for many of our team members. So for this iteration, he's going to work on enabling feature flag for the buyer experience repository. So just like getting us set up so we can run feature flags, and that's using the GitLab feature. There's a couple of follow-up issues on the side nav menu, and then we're also going to add the sidebar to our get started template. And I will pass it over to Laura.
Thank you. So I'm waiting for final review for the events page. So hopefully that's good to go in the next day or two. I will be adding get started pages to our navigation. I think we've got a few of them available, a few of them waiting on content, but it's a new little navigation section that I can add in. And then I have a navigation release that I was going to do on Friday last week, but I didn't want to release on Friday. So I'll do that release today. And I can include the minimal footer work that I think Miracle worked on last week. So it'll be a nice little release there. I'll add the release process to the handbook as I'm going through it today. And then I picked up an issue to remove unused icons. This came up in some of our old issues that we've got a ton of icons available in Slippers, and some of them are just using the old brand colors and they're not on pages anymore as far as we know. So I'll do a check to make sure they're not in pages and then delete them so that we can go in and add more icons that the design team has been working on. And then I may or may not add a pop-up depending on thoughts and opinions. I may add a pop-up on the help topics page for our Qualtrics survey. That's it for me. I think should I go to Carrie next? Or do we want to do?
I'll do John and Miracle and then Carrie. Okay. So for this iteration, John's going to be working on defining the scope for the API search via mobile. Just making sure we didn't miss anything there, so that it works when people are on their phone. He's also going to be working on defining the scope for A/B testing the navigation. Just kind of dive in and figure out how are we going to run A/B tests on that. Furthermore, with the search, working on implementing, actually pushing the results and pagination live to production, and then adding features so that you can sort by results, and then the results show up by type. So it'll show up as a blog, handbook, or marketing search results. And Miracle will be working on adding the minimal footer to our navigation repository. So we have an additional component there. And a couple typography adjustments to the support template, and then using the next image feature to compress all of our images and lazy load them. So that'll increase our Google optimized scores. All right, Carrie, your turn.
Yeah. So I'm going to be working on an iteration of the alliance design once we get feedback from our stakeholders. Same with the support services page. Once we get feedback from them, I'll do another iteration over that. And then for the search, we have some small changes. So we're going to be adding a search loading bar, and then also adding or improving our search suggestions. Currently, we're using like whatever people have like entered the most, but I think what we want to do is figure out what the business wants to push for users. And then continuing changes to the nav. So we're going to do some research for that. I just need to kind of get that in order. Yep, and that's it.
Yeah, I got a couple to I'm going to start implementing and measuring the MR by type. So like reviewer roulette and danger bot. So we get suggestions for who to review MRs. And then I'm working with content on the build a business case, get started checklist. And yeah, that is it for sliding in to week 3, fiscal year 23 Q3.